What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of y'all who will, all that information is in the description box below. Also, go to my other YouTube channel, Dawson Speak TV. Make sure you subscribe over there. And when you subscribe, hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so you get notifications when my new videos come out. Now let's get into this topic. This story is coming out of Florence, Alabama, out there in Lauderdale County. Lauderdale County, not Fort Lauderdale, Lauderdale County out in Alabama. Look here. A Lighthouse Baptist Church pastor, Pastor John Thomas Martin, was arrested on July 5th. They got him on the 5th, not on the 4th. His fireworks went off on the 5th. He is charged with first-degree sexual abuse. According to the Lauderdale County Assistant District Attorney Angie Hamilton, church members reported that Pastor Martin, he admitted to sexually abusing young men when he resigned from his church on June 23rd. Wow, why did it take so long for them to arrest him? But look here. A representative from the church contacted a representative from the Department of Human Resources and reported that Pastor Martin had told the congregation that he had disgraced his family's name because he had sex with 2 boys. One of the victims was either in the 6th or 7th grade when Pastor Martin began sexually abusing him, according to case summary from the Lauderdale County Sheriff. Court documents allege that Pastor Martin sexually abused the boys several times, including during camping trips at Pastor Martin's home and in a van during an overnight out-of-state trip. Now, I'm going to let you all watch these videos, and you all know me. I'm Dawson, and I will not hold back.
Here at Lighthouse Baptist Church, we are unapologetically independent, fundamental, Bible-believing Baptists. If you're watching this video, chances are you're that way too. But if not, we're not scary. There's nothing crazy about us. Sometimes. But one thing we do stand firm on is we stand firm on the Word of God.
The Way 31i team has uncovered disturbing new details about a Florence pastor accused of sex abuse. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Naja Sherman. John Martin is now in the Lauderdale County Jail, charged with 4 counts of first-degree sexual abuse. Court documents outline horrific allegations a boy in his church made against Martin, who has since resigned from Lighthouse Baptist Church. Way 31's Brecken Terry joins us live with the documents. Brecken, what did you learn?
These documents say that Martin admitted to his church congregation here that not only did he cheat on his wife, but that he sexually abused a teenage boy. The documents went on to say that after he came forward with all of this, he checked himself into a mental health facility because he was having thoughts of suicide. And we do want to warn some of our viewers, some of these details are disturbing. According to these court documents, a now teenage boy in John Martin's church accuses him of sexual abuse that started when he was 12 or 13. The court documents outline 4 separate occasions that Martin touched his private parts and then made him do the same. 2 of the incidences happened during camping trips at the Martin family home to celebrate his son's birthday. The victim said when everyone had gone to sleep, Martin would get in his tent and touch him. On another occasion, the victim said they were in a van on an overnight trip out of state when Martin touched him again. Way 31 also learned Martin was a school bus driver for Florence City Schools. The school system wasn't sure for how long because they contract drivers through a company named First Student. We have reached out to that company to see how long Martin was a bus driver. They said he left the company in April 2018 and cannot comment because it's an open investigation. The victim claims he was on Martin's school bus when Martin showed him nude photos of himself with a towel over his body. The victim also stated Martin would text him on various occasions and ask him if he had touched himself that day. The victim said he was always scared to come forward and would freeze up when Martin would touch him. The Lauderdale County District Attorney's Office says that there could be other possible victims out there. They're asking parents to sit down and talk with their kids, especially if they came into contact with Martin. The DA's office is also contacting other states where Martin had previously been a pastor at. In Florence, Brecken Terry, Way 31 News.
It's now 6:33 and Way 31 is digging deeper into the background of a now former Lauderdale County pastor charged with sexual abuse. We're also learning why officials tell us they're worried there may be more victims. This is John Martin, We know that he was the pastor at Lighthouse Baptist Church in Florence until he resigned last week. According to court documents, he confessed to the abuse, saying he cheated on his wife with a man. Now, we also know that he worked as a bus driver with the Florence City School District. Wake 31's Rodnea Ross joins us live in Florence with a look into Martin's former employment. Rodnea.
Greg, Alyssa, Wake 31 did some digging and found that Martin used to be a bus driver for Florence City Schools, and according to these court documents, that's where the victim said Martin had inappropriate contact with him on one of those school buses. According to the court documents, Martin was the victim's bus driver. The team says while on the bus, Martin showed him nude pictures of himself with a towel draped over him. The victim also said Martin would text him asking if he had touched himself that day. Wake 31 reached out to the school system to see how long Martin worked as a bus driver, but they didn't know because they contract drivers through another company. Now, Wake 31 did learn the name of that bus company. It's called First Student. We reached out to them. They told us that Martin cleared all of the background checks at that time and that he stopped working with the company in April of 2018. And they also told us that they are not able to provide further comment because this is an open investigation. Reporting live in Florence, Rodnea Ross, Wake 31 News.
All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, before I go in, let me say this. Now, those news reports came out as soon as this story happened. As the story has progressed, there's been 2 boys, and they're thinking that more kids will come out because, as I'm going to show you later in the video, this pastor, along with the people who came to his church, driving the school bus in the county, as well as taking these children on summer camp, he had access to a lot of children, and I'm going to show you all that in a little later during this video. But I want to say this first. Now, with this particular story, what made people just really pay attention to this story is this particular fact right here, is that Lighthouse Baptist Church has been very strong on their stance against same-sex marriage and all this kind of stuff. And Pastor Martin himself, who is a married father of 5, joined the congregation in 2010 and reportedly has been very vocal in his opposition against LGBT rights. And on their website, and he stated he believes too, he said, "We believe that any form of homosexuality, lesbianism, bisexuality, bestiality, incest, fornication, adultery, and pornography are sinful perversions of God's gift of sex." I don't see pedophilia nowhere in there. But let's go on. He also went on, and their church says on their website, "We believe that God disapproves and forbids of any attempt to alter one's gender by surgery or appearance." Okay. And then they go on to talk about same sex and all this kind of stuff. And people got so upset with that because they're like, out of all of this stuff you're listing on your website, and you're believing this too, where's pedophilia? Child molestation, inappropriately touching children, grooming, raping, all that other stuff that you're accused. Where is it? And as I told you all before in countless videos, man, y'all go look at them old videos, particularly the one I did about the Kojic Church. There's so much about preaching against certain things and preaching against this, and you bash people and all this kind of stuff. But a lot of these people, as I did in that turned out video, I told y'all, turned out in the church. These children, these boys, these girls, many of them have been turned out in the church. And don't you sit here and tell me that people's sexuality cannot be altered because they've been touched as children. Not everybody. I'm not saying that. So save your comments, save your letters. Not everybody, but some people's sexuality has been altered because they've been sexually assaulted as children. And people, I really don't understand what's so hard for these people in teachers and pastors and ministries and organizations, and those of you all who don't do things in the United States. You wait till you go to Africa, and you go to the Philippines, and you go over to Russia, and you go to all those other places where you can have your way with underage kids. What the hell are y'all thinking? People can get up here and hold a Bible, sit in a church, and have inappropriate contact with children? Now, one of my subscribers said to me a while ago, Lyle's Music, y'all check out his YouTube channel, talented musician, real talented. He said in a comment, he put in a comment on one of my videos, he said, "Dawson, you're going to make people not want to go to church." And that is definitely, and I think I responded back, I'm not sure, that's not what my platform is built for. My platform is built for people not only in church, but around the world. When you have children, wake up, open your eyes. You got to protect your kids. You got to protect yourself. It's not only the children some of these people are going after. You got to open your eyes, wake up. That's my purpose. And I'm sure people who have done or continue to do commentary like this on YouTube and other social media platforms, I'm sure that's their whole purpose too. Seriously. To get people to wake up, to start talking about the things that have happened, to not sweep it under or continue to sweep it under a rug. Because when you sweep it under a rug, eventually all of that old stuff is going to start to pile up and we're going to trip on it. We're going to, come on, it's not going anywhere until we deal with it. There's so many adults who are walking around with trauma from situations like this at the hands of prophetess and evangelists and ministers and deacons and superintendents and nuns and priests, all of this stuff. And we continue to sweep it under a rug, go get counseling and all this kind of stuff. Come on, y'all. We're not running from this stuff anymore. That's the purpose of my platform. Now, let me also say this. Pastor Martin has a family. He has a wife and he has 5 children. 5 children. There they are right there. Some of them play the instruments and they sing as well. When I tell you all that there are people who have sent me emails who told me, Dawson, I'm not in the United States. I'm in another country. A pastor came over here. A missionary came over here and they did this to me. And when you follow the trails of that person's life, that missionary's life, some of these people have children. So you have children of your own in the United States, or you have children in the United States, however you want to put this, but you go and do something to somebody else's children. You have grown boys yourself. You have growing young boys yourself. And this is what you do, Pastor Martin. This is what you do. Now, I'm going to go a step further and say Pastor Martin did do this to these young boys, but I don't think he stopped there. I think he has had sexual relationship with grown men. Oh, Dawson, you don't know. I don't know. That's why I say I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think he has. Now, go off in the comments. Say whatever y'all want to say, but I hope they give Pastor Martin the same pressure that they gave those 3 pastors in Ohio. Don't I know, come on now. We got to stop this stuff. They got the complexion for the protection. Wrong is wrong. Those boys live, and if there are any other victims who will come out later on, because this just happened last week, those children deserve justice. And the fact that he was around so many children, y'all see this video right here, that's Pastor Martin at a summer camp on a big wheel, riding with all of those children in there. This man had access to so many children. Justice has to be served. Until next time, I'm your guy Dawson. Go off in the comments, say whatever you want to say. Take care of yourself and each other. Take care of your kids. Wake up, y'all. Peace.